Welcome to the weekly wrap streamed here live to 802 Scoop from the Inside Scoop Studios right here on Main Street, Barrie, Vermont. Of course, you've got the forgetful and fluffy Michael Booten right here.
Forgetful and fluffy?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm good. I figured, and then of Raylene, we've got the ever lovely, radiant Raylene.
I don't know about any of that you just said from when you described yourself or me, but we'll go with it.
I'm definitely fluffy, right? Like, blah, 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 right?
Yeah, I guess so.
And forgetful? Am I forgetful?
You're extremely forgetful. Yeah, 100% forgetful. I will give you that.
See?
Yeah.
So the descriptors work perfectly then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
See? Perfect.
I agree.
All right. So we are planning to have a special guest tonight. Sam Fisk, he's running a tad on the late side, and he'll be here shortly.
Yeah, because of work, and so he may or may not make it, but either way, I will tell about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I will tell what's up because I know.
So Raylene has a secret.
I don't have a secret. I've already blasted it all over a few times. We're just kind of giving a.
Let me rephrase that. Don't tell Raylene a secret.
That's not true either.
That's true.
I'm pretty solid.
Hi, David.
I'm very solid. Yeah.
No, I know you are. I'm just picking on you.
Yeah.
So I can't help myself. Like, the first thing I really want to talk about is cougars.
Okay.
Do you know much about cougars?
No. I do not.
You do not?
You go right ahead. Cougars has a lot of definitions, so.
I know. Well, see, that was part of, like, the funny part of it. Do you know a lot about cougars?
Yeah.
I'm just picking.
I know a couple. May even be related to a few.
So there was a news article about how the state of Vermont is thinking about reintroducing cougars.
Oh.
Like, not that we don't have plenty of those in the state of Vermont as it is, but which is fine. I'm okay with that. But no, the state of Vermont is planning on doing a study on determining whether or not they should reintroduce cougars into the wild, an apex predator, so that they can, be out in the wild. I feel like no.
Why?
It's a freaking huge predator. Do you want to walk through the woods with a cougar going?
Well, I mean, no, but we have other animals that are.
True.
I mean, have you ever come across a fish or cat?
Yeah, but why would I want to, introduce one?
And a fish or cat would probably actually attack you, whereas a cougar would probably just stare at you and then maybe run away.
Okay, so Raylene's pro cougars. That's what's going on here.
Well, no, I'm
okay,
just saying. I'm just wondering. I'm just curious. I mean, they're beautiful animals.
Not sure I want to see one. Did you ever see the YouTube or the TikTok video where the guy's walking through the woods and all of a sudden this cougar's coming up on him? He's a 30-something.
I guess I didn't.
He's a 30-something-year-old male. He's walking in the woods by himself, and all of a sudden a cougar comes after him.
No, I didn't. I don't think I saw that. But
we'll have to share it. Have to share it later.
And cougars, they probably would. Maybe
hey, Sharon. Hey, Barb.
Maybe they only go after fluffy people.
Well, I look pretty tasty. I'm not gonna lie. Let's be very clear. When it comes to steak, you want to get the marbling, right? Because that's what makes the steak.
Oh, okay.
Magnifique.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
And I've got a shit ton of marbling in my meat.
Good Lord. All right, we're moving on from that.
We're moving on from that? No more talks of cougars?
No.
Okay.
Or marble and meat either. We're all done with that shit. Good gracious Lord.
So the governor did pass, or well, the governor didn't pass it. The House and the Senate passed the budget, which is planning on being signed into law. Joseph says it's the same as a mountain lion. I'm not sure. I bet it is. It's similar to that. There's a news article. What I will do is I will drop it for folks to click after you watch the show.
Right.
Because don't click it while you're watching, otherwise you won't be watching with us.
Well, you can put it, how about we just put it in on the page afterward? Because it's really hard to go back into the comments sometimes to find
That's true.
something.
Can you remember to do that?
I will.
Okay, because you know me.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we
forget.
already legitimized the fact that you are forgetful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Barb says that can't be much scarier than walking downtown. Oh, man. Oh.
Well, lately, I mean, she's got a point.
She's not wrong.
No, she's
Can't be any much scarier than walking downtown in Berry City. I'm saying no to adding more predators to this day. I think we have enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough call lately. It's hard because we want it to be an inviting place, and we want to. We don't want to scare people away, but at the same time,
you got a munchkin in your pocket. I don't want to be inviting to people.
You don't want to be invited to that. Well, how about me?
I want to be
Jeff Bergeron, Don Ruthier.
I'm not gonna lie. If you're causing trouble, I don't want to
No,
be
that's not
invited.
what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm saying, you jackass. You didn't even listen to what I'm saying. I said there are people around here. We don't want to scare people away, but we want people to be aware that right now there's an issue. The we part is like we, the people that live here. It's not, we don't say this stuff because we want to scare people away or keep new business out or people from moving here. That isn't the case. Well, some people, but that's beside the point. But seriously, we have to talk about these things so that people are aware of what's going on around them, and especially at night. And on the cameras, I see it in our own parking lot here, and girls, everybody walking across the parking lot with their phone, texting all the way across the parking lot. Like after dark, when you're out and about and it's after dark like that, put your freaking cell phone down and just pay attention to your surroundings and know what's going on,
Is there any way we can get you your Jeep for just a minute?
Oh, so Michael's got to go move his Jeep. Apparently it's in the way. Must be Aaron's furniture needs to get in with a big truck. But anyways, that's how I feel about that. And we know that we've had someone shitting in the park. We've had, I know there was an attempted break-in, I believe, last night at Wabi Jewelers. And then there was a successful break-in at Barrie Housing Authority, the main office there. And then there was a successful break-in at Stone's. And they broke into Stone's and took keys from within inside the building and then took the car that matched those keys out of the lot. And, that's a customer's car. That customer trusted that garage to fix their car. And you have to worry about people breaking in the building and stealing keys and tools. And it's just ridiculous that we continue to go through all of these messes. And then we have certain people in the community that, Joellen Mulvaney is, I can say it because she prints the stuff, or she puts the stuff in Front Porch Forum and all over the place. But people like Joellen Mulvaney saying there isn't a problem, that it's all just business, the business community whining about what's happening. And, it's all about the business. And what about the people? What about the underprivileged, disadvantaged? But what about everyone? And it always cracks me up. The people that are whining inclusive really want to commit themselves just to one group. It's not inclusive at all. inclusive would be making sure that everyone was safe and not just one group. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So now you ran. I had to run.
I know.
And now you just had to run.
I'm like all out of breath. I'm a little hot because it's like bloody hot out there.
I know, and I wore a sweatshirt down because I know that once I got in here, it'd be a little chillier, I thought. But it's really not.
It's
no,
chilly
it's
in
like
here.
perfect in here.
No, it's a little moist.
That's the marble talking.
Probably. The marbling is talking.
But yeah, so we're over that. Like we've are done that
Barb
topic.
says,
But
say things because it needs to change. Things need to change.
right, exactly.
And-
it needs to change.
And Bert Saldy says, we do not need big cats in Vermont, period. I agree with
Period.
Well, he didn't do period.
I
He
could
did
hear him saying
exclamation.
that in my head.
He didn't say period. He added exclamation points, and he's 100%
Yeah,
correct.
I could hear him saying that in my
You
head.
could?
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't seen him in a while, but
We haven't.
you
He
can't
tried
forget
calling
Bert.
me, and I haven't called him back. I feel kind of
Asshole.
bad. I know. He called me today when I
I
was.
know. I mean, we've been
was-
crazy busy, but
Yeah, I was in a meeting.
well, can we talk about you and being in Montpelier? Because yesterday you made a post.
Ooh. What about- are you
And
talking
I
about the
ended up
pickles?
getting extremely upset.
The pickles?
Not at the pickles, not at your post, because I've told you, I've given the actual pickles, the crocheted pickles with the little sign that you're a big dill, whatever,
Yeah.
to people.
You get upset with me?
Nope.
Oh,
But please tell people what your post was. And then I'm going to tell you why I was so pissed off.
weird. I mean, all I did was post that I was providing what I did. So one of the things that I've been doing, because I feel like I go to the Montpelier and I accomplish nothing because I'm brand new, nobody knows me. And so I just, you know what? I decided to bring, some happiness in any way that I can. So on St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, Easter, I sent out cards, and as we draw.
And you mean not in the mail? They go out
Oh yeah,
with the pages.
no, they go through the pages, which
Yeah.
these kids, they all deliver the envelopes and everything. It's actually it's really adorable and cute, and it was my way of just trying to, lighten the mood, and. So this is the last week the pages are here, and it's drawing close to the end of the session, and I've heard from a bunch of people that there's this thing called end of session blues. And apparently at the end of the session people get kind of sad and everything.
It's not sad. Oh, you have this realization of, shit, what am I going to do tomorrow?
Correct. It is sadness because you're also, and by the way, Sam Fisk is with us. Thank you, Sam.
Absolutely.
So there's this feeling like it's coming to an end. You've spent this 5 months with people that you didn't know. You've created relationships with them, and now it's ending.
And you're working really hard to get stuff done.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I thought I would be funny, and I would purchase these little boxes of they're emotional support pickles.
Right.
And I just thought it would be hilarious.
They're
and
adorable.
They are. They're wicked adorable.
I give them to people myself.
And I can certainly pull up a picture of them
Yeah.
real quick here.
Well, I'll tell you what I got upset about. What I got upset about is, go back to inclusive, love everybody, the whole progressive movement, people in the city who are constantly saying be kind, all of this other stuff. And when it's Burn Rose that does the emojis on your post, with the puking emoji, the clown emoji, the laughing emoji. That's what she commented on your post. Isn't that inclusive and kind and caring and all of that wonderful stuff that she's constantly talking about?
So
I mean,
let
what
me-
you did was
Let me
pretty
let me sh-
amazing because I'm assuming that no matter who, I'm assuming that you gave those to everyone, no matter what party they were affiliated with, where
Correct.
they were in the state house. If they were in
Well-
there, you gave them to everyone.
Let me just show people what this is. And so the pickle, it's super small. I had to hand pack every single one of those damn things. I'm not gonna lie. I thought they were gonna be packed for me, but they were not.
So you had to unpack them and then put them all in the little boxes
No, the
yourself?
green stuff came. The green little fuzzy stuff came in a bag. The pickles came in a bag, and the little cards on the side came in a bag, and I had to put them all together in a freaking box. I opened it up. I'm like, oh no.
But you did it.
I did.
Yes, I saw them all.
And I gave it to everybody except for the senators. I didn't give them to the senators.
Well,
I'm so sorry, folks.
But-
But I gave it to like the staff, and I gave it to all the representatives, and
no matter which side of the
No,
aisle they were
no,
on,
no.
didn't matter.
Even-
Affiliation, you gave them.
no, it didn't matter,
Yeah.
including some that I don't think particularly like me.
Well, and maybe you don't particularly like them either,
Well, it's
but it
not
was
a-
the gesture that counted. But that the point is that her asshole reaction. But if we had had that reaction to something that they did, holy cow, the walls would be coming down. They
So-
would be beating us up on Front Porch Forum, and then we couldn't retaliate because Front Porch Forum would deny us from retaliating, telling us that it's, we can't be like that. So it's all this
So
stuff,
I saw that post myself. I know how you took it. I when I saw it, that was a first thought that came to my mind, but I don't know if that's what that meant, and I didn't ask.
Michael.
No, legitimately.
Of
like,
course it does. It's the throw up face.
No,
She's
there's no
telling
throw
you-
up.
Yes, there was.
No, there was a sick face.
All right, same thing. The green gag me face to me is the throw up face, Michael. You take it whatever way you want to. She was being an asshole. I'm sorry that you're fluffy when it comes to everybody, but I'm not.
I enjoyed myself.
Straight up, she's
and,
being an asshole.
And I also for the state employees, or the employees that work there, I did do a little poem. Would you like me to recite it?
Oh God, I think so. Sure.
You think so?
Yeah, and then we're moving on from that.
We're going to
subject.
move on from the emotional
Yes.
support pickle.
Or I'm
So,
going to need some support.
can I have
and it's
some?
probably not
Can
gonna
I
be a
can I
pickle.
please have some bongos?
Sure.
We're gonna need some buttered pecan ice cream
Yeah.
Oh,
for emotional
Yes.
support.
That's right. Yes.
I'm all up for that.
Yeah.
I am all up for that. So I shall read the poem.
Okay. You go ahead.
Emotional support pickle. The gavel will drop,
Oh my
the
God.
halls will fall still. No more long debates or voting at will. No suits, no ties, no business attire. Just lawn work, groceries, and bills to retire. But before you retreat to your district domain, let this pickle help you stay mostly sane. Yes, he's briny, he's bold, he's emotionally stout. And unlike some of your colleagues, he will never shout. He won't ask for a quorum or talk out of turn. He's just here for comfort, not lessons to learn. So give him a squeeze when the blues start to trickle and say, thanks, Michael, for my emotional support pickle.
Oh my God. I don't even know if I could hack it.
So that was actually for the state reps. There was one for the staff too, and that I actually printed that up. I sent that in an email to certain representatives. Not
Right.
everybody got the poem.
Well,
And the poem wasn't my doing. It was ChatGPT.
Right. Too funny. Too funny.
All right. So let's
Let's
Introduce our guest.
Yeah, this is Sam Fisk. We met you not too long back. And well, I'll let you take it away.
So July 19th is coming very quickly.
It is.
We're a month and a half away,
Yeah.
give or take. So I've had a lot of people say to me over the last few weeks, I wish I had a motorcycle so I could go.
Well, anybody
Please,
can go.
everybody. Anybody can go. If you come in a car, it doesn't matter. Because you can still have the meal. You can still be involved in the 50-50 raffle, the silent auction. This is not just for people with motorcycles.
Right. It's
This
not
is
just
for
a memorial ride.
Everybody and anybody that wants to come. We're doing this in honor of my son, but it's to raise money for another gentleman who lives in South Royalton, who is on the heart transplant list. He just got out of the hospital because he was sick. So he was in Boston for about a week and a half, and they just released him because his numbers were starting to look okay again. But that's what it's for. It's not for just people with motorcycles. It's for everybody and anybody to come out, raise money for a good cause.
And it's July 19th. Everything is happening at the Den in Williamstown. That's where the ride's going to start and end. It's where the dinner is going to be. Kickstands up
At 11.
At 11. And then there'll be a nice meal and always so much fun over at the Den anyways. You know that is one of my favorite spots to be. And I think it's going to be a really good day, a really good time. And hopefully we'll have a good turnout. Perfect time of year for it. But this is in memory of Sam's son, Chris. And it's Highway
to the
to Heart.
Yep.
And so that's what the ride is called. And it's the first one. And we would love to see lots of people. I mean, it would be great to have at least 50, 60 bikes going as well. But then really just to see everyone come out. And do you want to talk about price?
So I tried to get a meeting with Jeff before coming in here, and that has not happened yet. So I'm not sure on price yet, but as soon as I get one, I'm hoping to meet with him at least by the beginning of next week.
You will.
And as soon as I get
You will. I can promise.
As soon as I get a price, I will get it right to you,
Yep.
so you can let all of your listeners know
know what the cost of the ride is going to be.
the ride, and then if you want just the meal.
And now,
So-
do we know how much the ride is yet?
We don't, because that's gonna be included with the meal.
Included with the meal. Okay.
Correct.
So
So
we'll figure that out.
it'll be a little bit more if you're riding than if you're just coming for just the meal.
Right.
But all of the proceeds, 100% of the money goes to this family. His name is Matt Reichert. He's from South Royalton. And he's on the transplant list, like I said. So he's just waiting for the call from Boston Hospital.
And your son was on the transplant
He
list
was.
as well
He
and
was.
received a heart,
He
correct?
did receive the heart. But he had a lot of other medical issues, and that's why my son didn't make it. He ended up full of ammonia after surgery, after the transplant and everything. So he had so many things going against him, and he just didn't make it. So, like I told you on the last episode I was here, I wanted to start this last year because I had contacted you. But last year there was just so much going on in my life with losing Chris that last year just wasn't a good time. That's why I waited until this year to actually get it started.
Well, it's a lot to wrap your head around. I mean,
It is.
to take it all in yourself as much as you want to do something immediately. Sometimes you got to just
Let it work itself
deal.
out.
Yeah, deal with it yourself and
Yep.
and let it all turn out the way it turns out. And
Absolutely.
now look, you have a great plan ahead. The ride. So you're going to leave the Den and
Yep.
you're going to go towards.
So we're going to come out of the Den and take a right on 14. Then we're going to take a left on, is it 64?
Yep.
So we're going to go up over 64, drop down over to the Northfield side. We're going to take a left on Route 12, follow Route 12 into Randolph.
Yep.
Then we're going to take a left on 66. We're going to go up over 66, drop down over onto the Brookfield side, East Brookfield, take a left on 14, which will bring us right back to the Den. So I clocked it with my Jeep. It's just about an hour. The ride, providing we don't have a lot of traffic. It's going to be on a Saturday, so chances of a lot of traffic are going to be pretty slim out that way.
Right. And that's why you chose that ride, so you're
Correct.
not dealing with traffic stops, a lot of stop
Correct.
signs,
Yeah.
you know, things like that.
Yeah, and when my son rode, he just liked to get out there and just ride. He didn't like dealing with a lot of traffic, so I figured this would have been a ride Chris would have gone on. So, and then yeah, we'll end up back at the den, and then there'll be a meal to follow. Music, 50-50 raffle, silent auction.
Yeah.
In businesses, I'm still looking for stuff for the silent auction. I've got some people that are signed up to give some stuff. Wilkins, I spoke with John at Wilkins Harley Davidson. He's going to do a bag of something for us for the silent auction. Ruthier's Quick Lube is going to do something. They're going to put something together for us.
Yeah.
Yipe Stripes is going to do something for the silent auction.
Yeah.
And you said you were going to do something for the
I
silent
am.
auction.
Yes.
So we've got some stuff together, but if there's any businesses out there that want to donate stuff for the silent auction, you can get a hold of Raylene. She has been like an absolute wonderful person for me. Raylene,
Stop laughing,
I
Michael.
I can't thank
I'm
you
not
enough.
laughing.
I seriously
appreciate
can't.
it.
You came on board with me, and this has just been awesome. And Jeff, I can't thank Jeff
my
at the
honor.
den enough either. Jeff, you're an awesome guy. He came and allowed us to have it at the den. So it's going to be at the den every year from here on out. It's just going to be a great time.
And there's plenty of parking. I mean, the
Oh,
parking
yeah.
lot is huge.
Yeah.
I will say it is a family event.
Yep.
You can bring, so please, if make sure there's going to be stuff there for the kids.
Yep.
The Under Attack is going to be there with their Nerf stuff and their
Yep.
maze things set up for the kids so that they can play. They've donated their stuff and time, and there's something for everyone there.
Absolutely.
And there is a beautiful patio space and cornhole, and there's just a lot to do there. And there's plenty of room. The parking lot's huge. There's a huge parking lot across the street that is vacant.
Yep.
There's all kinds of room up there, so we can pack it in pretty tight, and hopefully we will. It should be a really good day, July 19th.
And if for some reason you can't make it and you want to donate, get a hold of either Raylene or Jeff at the den.
Yep.
And they'll take care of you guys. If you want to donate and just can't make it, you can still do that.
Yep.
So
So, and we'll get you amounts
yeah,
by Tuesday at the latest.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll poke people. So, but yeah, that's it. That is like, in a nutshell, that's what's happening. And we hope lots of people come out.
Yep. And there will be T-shirts for sale. I'm working with Yipes on that.
Yeah. And you have the coins.
Yep, the coins are coming. So you'll get it. So everybody that shows up and pays for the meal or even the ride in the meal, you'll get a coin that you can commemorate you were there with. So I've got those coming.
Pretty cool.
Bert Saldy says, sorry for your loss of your son. God bless.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
So hopefully Joe and Barb and Glenn will all come out. Tina, we'll get people out there and invite as many as we possibly can to join us.
I know on the Facebook event that I created, there's like 23 people on there that are already positively going. So
Good.
it's building up. It's building up.
Good.
I won't mention any names, but I want this memorial thing to be as big as another operation that happens here in Barrie.
The one that's happening this weekend.
That's the one.
Yeah, this happening this weekend.
I would absolutely love to see this ride turn out as big as that event that
Yeah.
happens every year.
Yeah.
Because I just think it would be a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it would be. It would be.
So.
And two very different causes, two very different times of year.
Yep.
Hopefully in July,
Yep.
we'll have a little bit of better luck with weather-wise.
Yeah.
You know, be warmer, and even if it rains, it won't be freezing cold rain.
Yeah.
And so hopefully it'll be a really good day and a really good turnout.
And this is going to happen, rain or shine.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. We're doing it. It's on.
That's right.
right.
No wimping out.
That's right.
No being fluffy,
That's right.
Michael.
You got a motorcycle,
not-
Michael?
No, but I do have.
A four-wheeler.
I do have a 4-wheeler,
And a
Oh,
Jeep.
nice.
and
You
I
did
just
not buy the e-bike. Did you? Did you do it?
I did not buy an e-bike.
Oh, I was going to say, you were sitting there smiling when you said that, so I was kind of wondering.
I think he's gonna. He's been like
Look
really.
at his face.
I did not buy an e-bike.
All right, what did you buy?
I bought an e-trike.
Oh my God!
There's a difference between a bike and a trike.
Oh my
There is
gosh.
a difference. One has a max capacity of 300 pounds, and one has a max capacity of 400 pounds.
Oh, okay, okay.
And I put it together yesterday, and it took me almost 3 hours. And
No,
it
is
was a pain
yours
in the
one of the
ass.
ones that goes like 52 miles an hour?
No.
Okay.
Mine goes a max of 15, I believe.
Oh my God, I could not do that.
15
I
miles
could
per
not
hour.
do it.
15 miles per hour?
Yeah, that would
Is it-
drive me insane.
That's too fast or too slow?
Hello, it's too slow.
Too slow.
My
On a
my
bu-
scooter that I had after I had my amputation, my little scooter mobile thing went faster than that. I think it went 30
Well,
for God's
excuse
sake.
me, Miss Speed Demon Raylene.
Well, how could you see? How are you going to drive all the way from home to National Life at 15 miles an hour?
Just
hope you start getting out of bed
just
on
so
time.
you know, I am a very good VASA member, and 15 miles per hour is the standard speed for almost all the trails in the central Vermont area.
Well, you're not going to be riding that on a trail. You're going to be riding it down the Barry Montpelier Road, pissing people like me off because you're in the way in the bike
No,
lane.
the Barry Montpelier Road has a bike lane
I know.
put together by all those Fruit Loops down in Montpelier, okay?
And someone's going to
And
actually use
I
it
am going to
finally?
finally freaking use it after complaining about it for the last 20 years that it's been there.
People still use those bike lanes as a turn lane.
Yeah, that's right. You have to be
Turning
careful.
into McDonald's and turning into Pizza Hut.
So the irony
I'll just
of
say
this.
this. If you can't see me on a trike, you have a problem.
So you're going to go 15 miles an hour
from Barry to
from
Montpelier
Barry to Montpelier
It'll
to
take about
National
an hour.
Life.
to go to work.
I'm going to try to. I'm going to
I
give
would
it a
lose
go.
my
I'm
mind.
gonna
Well,
give
at
it a
least
go.
you could have plenty of time to drink coffee, I guess.
Well, that and
What time
The-
of the morning are you going to go down that way?
Right.
it'll be. I'm not telling anyone now.
Pull up beside him, roll the window down. Hey, you want a raise?
I
Yeah.
can just, you know what will end up happening is as I'm driving down, somebody will see, and they'll like chuck something at me because they know who I am.
Oh gosh.
Or take a video of
They'll
it.
probably start
irony.
chucking pickles.
But the irony is, how hard of a time have you given me about my hybrid?
There's
and
a
then you buy a
significant
freaking-
difference. There's a significant difference.
Bullshit.
No.
Bullshit.
What's the
Why?
difference?
Because
There's a
you're doing it and
huge
not
difference.
me?
There's a huge difference between your hybrid and me being freaking lazy.
Oh, no.
What? Like, there's
The
no
e-bike-
difference between a hybrid and a big boy on a trike. I'm just telling you. On an electric one at that goes
come on.
15 miles an hour.
Your hybrid goes faster than that, doesn't it?
Oh, hell yeah, that thing has a shit ton of pep. When you step on the gas, you go. And they keep telling me that it has something to do with the braking system, the
Yeah.
regenerative braking,
Yeah.
that gives it like all of the speed and oomph and whatever that it has. Like, seriously, you step on the gas on that thing and you move. When I recently just had the rental while my car was in the shop, I had a Ford Escape, same year, and I thought I was gonna step on the gas and jet out in front of somebody, and it didn't happen that way. It scared the shit out of me because in my car it would have just happened, and in the little Ford Escape it didn't just happen. So I had to like be very cautious with that thing because it was a dog. Like it sucked.
Oh.
Yeah, we could go up the belt line with the pedal right to the floor, and you could just barely break 50 miles an hour when you get to the hill. I was like, oh hell no, this sucks.
Barb says, hopefully your trike will have enough electricity to get you all the way down there. That is going to suck
Runs out
if
by
it dies
McDonald's.
halfways.
Right, because
I
can you
checked,
pedal?
and it goes from 45 to 75 miles
On a charge.
on a charge.
Now, can you pedal to
Granted,
rejuvenate
it doesn't take into account that I weigh 400.
I
Right.
don't think you can. Can you
And so-
pedal?
To
Oh, yeah,
rejuvenate?
you can. It doesn't rejuvenate, but the pedaling lowers the amount of
So while you're on the
electricity.
flats, you can just pedal.
Correct.
And then just use
Or
the battery when
I'll
you're going up
probably
the
have to
hills.
pedal going up the hills. Although the big problem that I have to deal with right now before I can even do this is when I get on it, the tires are like, get the hell off me!
Oh no.
I'm
So-
going to get you a bright green helmet, like the same color as your Jeep.
Oh boy. Like a fluorescent green. Yeah.
I'm going to be a rebel and not have a helmet.
No, you got to wear a helmet.
With the way people drive around here, are you crazy?
That's what Trisha said. My
I just
neighbor,
got
green.
rear-ended
I-
in my car that is like 10 times the size of your bike, and this guy coming up the Barry Montpelier Road all of a sudden realized that, oh, this person in front of me is slowing down and creamed the back end of me. And then kept going.
They're slowing down. Why do I need to? We'll
Yeah.
just keep going.
I'll just pull out around her and pass her and
oh,
three other
fine, I'll
cars.
I have a helmet and it's a DOT helmet. I do have a
That you
helmet
wear for four-wheeling.
For four-wheeling, so
Is it
maybe
bright
I'll wear
green?
that. It is
No, it's just
not,
black.
but it does have an emblem on it.
It does.
It does have a secret squirrel on it.
Oh,
My
no.
gosh.
Oh no.
I give up. I don't even know what to think or say anymore. I really don't. Yeah.
Barb says, make sure I wear the helmet and wrap myself in bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Like I said, and when people start realizing that if this happens, if they start realizing it's me, I wouldn't be surprised if I got hit with something.
Oh no.
I think you'll be fine. Yeah.
Anyway,
I think
all right.
I'm going to have to get you a little horn. Beep beep.
It's got a horn.
No, one of those ones that you used to have on the
Yeah.
bicycles. You squeeze
Right,
it
the
there.
BB.
The clowns use them.
Yeah.
Could do that. Could do that.
Who is it? Walter. Doesn't he say he wanted to get a job at or somewhere?
Walmart.
Yeah, and then
As a
so he
greeter.
talks about that, and then he talks about he talks about his wife on her menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
And he
Got her in her
beeps the
menstrual
horn.
cycle and
Yeah,
ran
run
my
me
ass
over. Yeah, beep beep.
Oh man.
Yep.
All right.
Good
so,
old Walter.
Thanks, Barb, for supporting me. I really appreciate it.
Yes, we can. We can follow him the first time videotaping. We'll go live, Barb. I'll drive. You cheer him on.
That's too funny.
You guys are awful.
You cheer him on. I'll jog beside the car. I'll be
You guys are
faster
so
than him.
awful.
I have
You're
one and
so
a half
awful.
feet. I'll take my little foot.
So awful.
I'll take
Oh
my
my
little
goodness.
foot. Here's me. This will be this versus Michael's bike.
Awful.
Oh my
So
god.
awful.
Oh man.
You guys are just mean.
Littlefoot versus the electric bike.
That's too funny.
I'll kick your ass.
Oh,
Oh
my
my
goodness. All
Yeah.
right.
A month after I learned how to walk, after not a year, I learned how to run, and I was so proud of myself. I was like I pushed my mom out of the the cancer center. She had just had chemo and radiation treatment and all that stuff, and I was pushing her out. And I pushed the wheelchair and I loaded her into the car. I was bringing the wheelchair back, and when I was coming back, her door was still open because I just left her sitting in the car. And I put the wheelchair in the little entrance, and then I hollered, "Mom, look!" And I ran like hell back to the car to her. Because I was so happy that I learned to run, that I could run. You know. Yeah. But
All
it's go
right.
time.
All right. Well, we are pushing up 1 hour. Do we want to talk about some upcoming events?
Yeah, I mean, I've posted them all. We know there's a parade and all kinds of vendor events and things like that happening in Williamstown this weekend. I've posted those. It's Bikers for Beth weekend. Come out for the ride and the dinner over at Gusto's. I'm always like the best part of the dinner is Sue Kelly's potato salad. Not gonna lie, I could have just a plate full of that and be totally happy. So that's happening this weekend as well. And just all kinds of like events. Don't forget to check your Little League schedules. And even if you don't have a kid playing, it's great to take your kids to a game so they can watch their classmates play games as well. I think that it's good to go cheer on your neighbors and your classmates, and it's good for kids to do that for each other. And so check out those schedules, maybe attend a game. I think that Saturday's going to be a little iffy, they're still saying, like maybe spotty showers here and there, but not a complete washout. And I think overall it's still going to be a decent weekend. And so get out there and enjoy like stuff that's happening in the community. And mark your calendars right now to be with all of us at the Den on July 19th. Kickstands up at 11, but you don't have to have a bike. You can just
Correct.
hang back and drink and be merry with me if you want, and wait to eat dinner. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Our friend Barb will match anybody in a game of pool, right, Michael?
Was this like shit on Michael night?
Well,
Is that what
you
is this? What
started
is this?
It's just
I didn't.
you
What did
started
I
it.
start?
You
I
started it by
said
describing
the
yourself
lovely,
as-
the lovely and
I know, but
radiant
it was-
Raylene,
The way you
and
described
then
yourself.
Raylene goes off and she's like, Michael, the blah blah rah rah rah.
You did not.
and,
You called yourself fluffy and all
I
of
said
that.
fluffy and forgetful. It was supposed to be kind and sweethearted, and you're just mean.
Oh, wow.
You're a vicious
No,
individual.
not
You're vicious.
Raylene.
Just go
She's
get on your
vicious.
electric bike and pedal your ass out of here.
All right. With that,
That
we
electric
hope
trike.
that you guys all have a lovely evening. Thank you for joining us, Sam.
Absolutely.
Raylene, have a great evening, and everybody for watching. Thank you for watching the 802 Scoop Weekly Wrap. Hopefully, Raylene will be nice off camera.
I will.
Have a great night, folks.
Want a lollipop? Make you feel